Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the 9th season for the Walking Dead television series. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts. We have confirmation now that Jon Bernthal will, in fact, be returning as Shane to the Walking Dead Season 9 for what sounds like one episode. Alright, and if you guys didn't see, on Sunday we did a video where we gave our thoughts on some new pictures in and around the set for filming for The Walking Dead Season 9, where you can see Jon Bernthal with some of the others, Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln. And so, of course, it brought up the speculation right away, are we going to see Shane return in The Walking Dead Season 9? And we have confirmation now that we will. So, at least for one episode. This one comes from TVLINE, and I'll put the link in the description to heroichollywood.com, and it's about Jon Bernthal returning and what sounds like to be one episode confirmed for The Walking Dead Season 9. Now, will it be for just one scene? Probably. So, you know, it's not, and some people get confused about this when Shane returning, like, how could that work or something, you know? Well, probably just be like a flashback sequence or a hallucination sequence, which could be really cool, right, for fans of Shane. I don't think he should come across in a trolling manner, though, because if you guys remember, one of the standout lines was, I don't think you can do it, Rick. I don't think you can keep them safe. Right before they start fighting. Guys, remember that? 18 miles out, right? Season 2. So now that, of course, Shane turned out to be right, that Rick couldn't keep them safe, you know, the choice of what they use for a Shane line, or what they do here, is interesting, and we'll have to see what they choose to go with here as kind of a wrap-up sequence. I've heard some other comments, some people saying that maybe Abraham might return in another scene or something like this. I don't know. I hope that they can get Chandler Riggs to come back, at least for like one thing for Andrew Lincoln, if this is Rick's last season and Rick is killed off in the first half of this season of The Walking Dead Season 9, then I hope we can get, you know, we've got Jon Bernthal as Shane, which is awesome. It's great. Never thought they would ever bring him back in the series again. I thought his time in The Walking Dead was over, because of course he's got other projects. He's got Punisher and he's got these other things he's working on, lots of movies and stuff, but really happy to hear that he's staying true to his roots, and given the opportunity, he's going to come back for at least one episode in The Walking Dead. That is just beyond cool, right? So fingers crossed we could see Chandler Riggs come back in some way for some kind of final scene for Rick. I don't know, or how they're going to do this thing, but you know, that's going to be really cool to see, whether it's a flashback or a hallucination. We don't know, but either way, if you're going to kill Rick off in the Walking Dead television series, I can't think of just about any other better way than to have some of those people that were most important to him from the very beginning come back. It would just really tie those, you know, that first 10 years together really well. It would tie that 9th season and the final death into kind of the early stuff in the series, which is fantastic, in the characters that were most important to Rick, with his best friend, Shane, being, of course, one of the most important characters in the whole series, and also was voted as the best villain in the entire series when compared to Governor Negan and the others, which I always found to be surprising. But man, that's going to be so cool to see him come back, even if it's just for one episode. Final hurrah for Andrew Lincoln in the Walking Dead television series, as this whole thing kind of, his storyline coming to a close, his storyline coming to an end. This is going to be so cool to see Shane come back, at least to help wrap the whole thing up for us in what I personally would say already is the greatest journey or the greatest story of a character in a zombie apocalypse ever told. Only maybe trumped by the comic version, but then again, you guys know, it's like a TV series is like, it is pretty much like the same. It's just that, you know, the way things work out in a TV series is going to be different from the comics. And of course, you know, when you're dealing with real people, you know, having Rick survive for 15 seasons or something like that, it would prove to be pretty tricky, because that would basically be Andrew Lincoln's entire career. And he's already given us, you know, these 9 years. So I don't think any of us can be like disappointed that he didn't give us like 15 years or something like that, right? I mean, he's given us more than enough, and yeah, I mean, we can't expect that. So kind of sad to hear this. I think maybe our next video should be, does this confirm Rick's fate? Is there any other way this could go? But either way, man, that's just going to be so cool to see Shane come back for even just a scene or two is going to be really impactful. And man, it makes me sad, right? Like, I don't know, how are you guys feeling right now, the information? Like, it's awesome. Like, it makes me happy to hear they're going to do this, but at the same time, it makes me sad, because it's like, it really is looking like this is it for Rick. This is it for Andrew Lincoln. So the fact that they're having him come back to me is just like, yeah, man, that's got to be it. So crazy stuff. Leave a comment below about that one, and we'll do some comments from you guys for today. Ethan A says, why do I feel that this will be the very last season of The Walking Dead? And it's true, man. You know, I get how you're feeling. I'm feeling the same kind of way, and I know a lot of you guys are as well, too, man. It's bittersweet, you know, that we're seeing all this happening here. I, for one, am actually happy that they're going to try, at least, to see what The Walking Dead is like. They killed Rick off in the first half of Season 9, but it's definitely going to continue for at least Season 9, probably get renewed for 10, and they're at least going to see how it goes after that. I did a video on Friday on about half the audience and polls saying they're going to leave after Rick is killed off, so we'll see if they actually stick to their word and they actually do that. I know a lot of you guys are saying that too. They're like, well, I'm leaving too, Trev, so it's like, okay, got it, cool. And we'll see what this, you know, if it's the last year, then okay, it's the last year. I don't think it will be the last season. I think season 10 is pretty much a lock-in. But, you know, to see how the series it does without Rick on it is going to be like, you know, unbelievable, right? This is going to be a grief-filled year for Walking Dead fans, for sure. I mean, oh my God, it's crazy, right? So if this is what's happening. But I hear how you're feeling, Ethan. And, you know, I get it, man. It's like I'm feeling the same kind of way, man. It's like, it feels like the end is near, right? In a lot of ways. Richard Bellamy says, Trev Q&A. Didn't like season 1 or 2 of Fear the Walking Dead, but season 3 was much better. Season 4 is back to crap. I hate the then and now stuff. And then so he thinks they're pulling a Glenn under the dumpster thing with Madison. If they are, I'm done with Fear, just saying. So, yeah, man, I mean, they said Madison, you know, what happened to Madison happened to Madison. So mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. I'm sure all you guys know at this point, season 4. So it's what it is. I don't think they're pulling a trick on us. I don't think it's some kind of misdirection or anything like that. I think it is what they say it is. If they are lying about it, then I'd be kind of pissed because they sort of confirmed it and then they went back on it. So that's kind of that would be kind of something that angered me for sure, right? So yeah, so I don't think that's what they're doing. But yeah, I understand if you don't like Fear the Walking Dead season 4. Yeah, I get it. Brian Fuller says, innocent until proven guilty. Is this standard still in play in 2018? So regarding the Chris Hardwick situation, I did a video on that one yesterday on Talking Dead and what we think will happen with Talking Dead now. My prediction, as I said in that video, is I think Talking Dead will be back. I just think that maybe they won't do the talking with Chris Hardwick thing, but I think once Fear the Walking Dead comes back, they'll probably have Talking Dead afterwards. However, you know, I could be wrong on that one. We'll see, man. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking and what it will be. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Absolutely innocent until proven guilty. It's true. Like a lot of people were asking for proof. They're like, okay, you're gonna say this, but you don't have any proof. This kind of thing. I just think it's crazy that someone can just like make a claim like that. Next thing you know, someone is, you know, totally out of work, or they haven't lost their job, but maybe they're, you know, at least temporarily their job's on pause or whatever. It's crazy, man, right? But that's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I mean, that idiom is like for in court, right? For, you know, and even then, you know, from what from my opinion is like, you know, anytime a defendant usually takes a stand and is willing to defend themselves and actually speak to whatever happened and tell their side of the story and everything, man, you know, the whole innocent until proven guilty thing and the burden of proof being on the prosecution and the burden of proof being on the person making the claim, it just, you know, it's like one of those idealistic idioms. It's like, or rules of thumb. But in reality, I feel like it doesn't, as we're seeing right now with the situation play out, I feel like it doesn't hold true at all. I feel like, especially when it comes to work, you know, you have to be able to defend yourself anytime at the drop of a hat at a moment's notice. You know, if your boss calls you up or they, you know, they meet with you or whatever, pull you in that office and they're like, did you do whatever, you know, fill in the blanks here. Maybe it's not even something you thought was bad or whatever. You're just in trouble for something. Who knows? I don't know. You know, you have to be able to defend yourself right then and there when it comes to work. You know, I don't really think that, you know, if they accuse you of something, whether you did or even if you didn't do it, you still have to be able to defend yourself. You can't just say like, you know, okay, I'm going to remain silent and that's it. And you have to prove that I did it or whatever. You know, your boss doesn't really have to prove that you did anything. If they think that you did something, man, you're in trouble. That's it. You know, you're in trouble. Like you got to get your, so you have to be willing to and able to defend yourself at a moment's notice in this world, in the marketplace and at your job. And, you know, it's crazy, man. But that's really the world that we live in. I mean, I love the saying, and I think it'd be great if the world really worked that way. But just when you really look at it, you really think about it, it's like, no, that really doesn't work. That really doesn't hold true. People don't really, there are people that get falsely convicted, or they get convicted they didn't do what they're being prosecuted for. Unfortunately, it does happen. It's a small percentage, very small percentage. But unfortunately, it does happen. There are times when it has happened in history. So as great as the systems are that we have, people are very quick to point the finger. People are very quick to jump on people. And we're kind of seeing that right now. And it's like, it's not fair. It isn't fair. But it's, absolutely at your job. Even if you get into a situation where a customer was to say that you did something or said something, you have to be able to defend yourself. And even if they don't have like a video camera or something that shows that you did something or whatever, a lot of times, they're not you're going to have to defend yourself. You can't just say, well, prove it, otherwise it didn't happen. It's like, I wish that was the way it worked. I wish it was true. I just think when you really think about it, it's like, no, man, it's not. And, again, with what's going on with Talking Dead right now, they basically put it on pause. Can you imagine, like, you get a job somewhere, and, let's not think of it any differently, just because whatever, let's say they get paid a lot more or whatever. I'm sure he probably does get paid more than any of us, but almost any of us, probably, unless some of you guys are doctors or lawyers or something, or big shot managers or something. But, I mean, really, it's, if you take the money out of the equation, it's basically the same thing. You got a job, you're working, and then all of a sudden, someone says something and you're not able to work anymore without them having proven that you actually did do something. That's real life, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real life. And unfortunately, I hear what you're saying, but it's like, it just, in real life, it really doesn't go that way. I feel like, and anytime you try to plead the fifth, or you just, you say prove it, or you put it back, the onus back on them, it's like it becomes a power struggle of whoever's in the power position. So, next time your boss tries to accuse you of doing something or ask you if you did something, try doing that. Try to say, well, prove it. I don't know. And see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, just see, just see what happens. See what happens, if you're called to the table and you're not ready to defend yourself. I mean, you have to be anytime, right? It's happened to me lots of times, man. You got to, try your best, even if you, especially if you didn't do it, but even if something happened, you got to try to show your side of it and show that, it wasn't what they might think it could be, right? So you always have to be able to, for sure. Ryan Craig says, AMC is taking loss after loss. Walking Dead is dying. They killed Fear the Walking Dead themselves, and now all these allegations against Chris Hardwick. Their 3 current biggest shows are in jeopardy, and it's true, man. I mean, this is a crazy year. I did not see this one coming at all with Talking Dead. I figured Talking Dead was always a lock. I think it got renewed for like 3 years, a couple years ago. So it had already been renewed and everything. And to see this kind of come out, man, I really hope it's unsubstantiated. I really hope that there's nothing to it, and that they investigate it, they realize that it wasn't, and then they just kind of, let him work again, right? I mean, that's good. I feel sorry for him, man. That's rough, dude. If that happened to any of us, that would suck, man. You got a job, you're working, you're supporting yourself, you're providing for, yourself and your loved ones, and next thing you know, something like that happens. It's like, wow, dude, you just get blindsided, right? You didn't see that kind of thing coming. You never just thought it would happen. So it's crazy, man. And definitely, I mean, but then again, if there is some truth to it, again, I don't want to anger the ladies here. I get it. Some people being sexist already yesterday in the video. It's a messy topic, very crazy topic. But if he did do something, okay, But again, we can't say that we don't know that he did, and it's years later. It's a crazy situation for sure. So JMC Clinton 8 says they should give Talking Dead to Yvette Nicole Brown. She loves The Walking Dead. And then someone else asked, what do you think about Yvette Nicole Brown doing the Comic-Con panel this year for The Walking Dead? Yeah, that'd be cool. She'd be good. Like somebody who's somewhat familiar, that's been on the show before, and she's been on Talking Dead, I think, a number of times, right? I couldn't tell you how many. I couldn't count how many times, but I know it's been a bunch of times. So, yeah, somebody like that would be really good. I don't know if he owns Talking Dead or if he's just a host. Like, I don't know if it was his idea, his premise to start the whole show to begin with, or if he was just chosen to be the host of it. I don't know if he's involved with behind the scenes and production and everything like that, if he somehow owns the rights to it or something. I don't know, man. So that you get into all those. So If he doesn't, and he was just kind of a host for it, well, that'd be pretty easy for them. Then they could just kind of put someone in for a little while, and then maybe have him come back later on. But yeah, it's a tricky case. But she would be a good one to use. Some people brought up maybe one of the ex-cast members or one of the cast members of The Walking Dead, like Stephen Yeun or Chandler Riggs or something like this. Man, that would be great if they could get like an actor like Stephen Yeun. Would probably he'd be the best if you could get him, if he's not busy. I don't know if he's got other movies or whatever he's working on or projects, but if you could get him to do it, I mean, that's your best case scenario to fill in while this whole thing's going down. But if you wanted to go with someone like that too as well, that'd be really good. I just think that wow, Stephen Yeun would be like a fan, fan dream for Talking Dead to see, because I feel like he's missed so heavily on the original Walking Dead series. It's like if you could get him to do Talking Dead in the meantime while Chris is going through all this stuff, that would be freaking perfect for the series, and the audience would probably, if anything, it'd probably do even better because they'd be like, oh, it's Glenn, I haven't seen him for a while, and it's such heart, right? And everybody loved him so much with charisma and everything that it would probably help it even more. But I don't know if that's even possible, right? But Yvette could do a really good job too, or anybody like that. Really, it doesn't. I don't know if it matters that much. Who the host is for Talking Dead, whatever. A couple more. Protoss X says, Trev, this could help your channel if Talking Dead is gone. People will want to watch what people say on YouTube instead. That kind of mentality, that's called red ocean mentality. I don't agree with it. I don't adhere to it. I don't feel that's like a scarcity mindset, right? Like, okay, because there's Talking Dead, then I can't do a YouTube channel about The Walking Dead. It's like, no, you can. If it's good, people will watch, and that's what I always kind of told myself too, is like, I don't care what anybody else is doing at all. I don't care about, even Talking Dead as well too. I have nothing against Talking Dead. I enjoy Talking Dead. There's episodes of Talking Dead I like. They give us some information. They provide clarity around what's going on. I enjoy Talking Dead for that. So I don't have a problem with Talking Dead. I started YouTube for Walking Dead. I started doing Walking Dead stuff on YouTube before Talking Dead started. Talking Dead started in season 2 of The Walking Dead, and I was doing videos and reviews for every episode before that. I reviewed every episode of the first season and the comic book series before the TV series even started. So that was I was doing it a couple years before Talking Dead even came on air. So I don't, I get what you're saying, that whole mentality. I've seen it a lot, especially when you get in scarcity situations. It can get really nasty. Red ocean stuff can get really bad. But that's not my deal. I don't get involved with that. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I wish them the best. If he comes back, great. I wish them the best. If someone else, steps in to do Talking Dead, I wish them the best. It won't have any effect on what I do here on YouTube. It doesn't. I don't think it would create space or no, nothing like that. And I'm not competition for Talking Dead either. And that's something I've always kind of wondered, like when I applied to do the Ultimate Fan stuff. I can't help but think like some of that thinking, that same thinking that you're bringing up, would probably be used kind of against me if I'm going to, do stuff like that, right? Or try for things like that. That's the only thing I can kind of figure. But, abundance thinking is much healthier. And to be honest, it's more true because there are so many people out there in the world. There are so many things going on. And if what you're doing is of high enough quality, then people will enjoy it. People will get involved with it. I don't believe or agree with this whole battle over a space. It's like, create a space, right, rather than trying to fight in amongst a space. So that's why I don't adhere to that or care for that way of that scarcity-based mindset at all. So no, even if Talking Dead was gone, I would not expect it for the channel to do better or to survive on longer, get more subscribers or anything. No, I don't think so. I don't think it works that way. I think if I create videos that are good enough for you guys and interact with you guys enough and create enough content for you guys, then you guys will enjoy the channel and want to come, want to join, want to be involved, right? And if I don't, then you won't. And that's the way I see it. I don't view it as some kind of battle over a certain, it's not the same as if there's a burger shack and you've got people in the area. It's like, okay, there's McDonald's there and there's this here and they're fighting for no. I don't market share. I don't adhere to that idea or mindset, way of thinking whatsoever. And the last one will be from IML Suzam, who says, revealing what's up with the helicopter is long overdue. Regardless of what the deal is, they need to get on with it already. And so, so we'll see about the helicopter thing this season. And man, if they have Rick leaving the helicopter, but if they were going to do the helicopter thing and Rick would just leave in the helicopter, why would they bring Jon Bernthal back, right? Why would they bring him back if Rick was going to do that. I'm not saying it's impossible that they could bring Jon Bernthal back and somehow Rick could still survive. It is possible, but I just feel like that's another kind of clue in the right direction, or bringing us in the direction where it's like that gets to a point where it just, I would lean more towards him coming back because this is Rick's last year. That's the way I would lean towards. Now, it may not necessarily be that way, but that's kind of the way I'd see it on first glance here. Anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think about Shane returning. Let me know what you think about the whole Talking Dead controversy, and who would be your pick to host Talking Dead in the meantime. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate you can do it. Subscribe at the bottom left. That's of this video, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.